Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, I'm sure most of you guys are excited for the free 5-star character that Hoyoverse has provided for us. Maybe not so much the day one players or the people who started since launch. You guys probably have the majority of the standard 5-star characters, if not all of them. I myself am just missing Clara. She's the only one I don't have of these 7 standard 5-star characters, so she most probably will be my choice from the Express gift. But before I make my choice for the Express gift, I will briefly go over each of the standard 5-star characters for the newer players who might be struggling a bit to decide on which character they want to pick from the Express gift, as well as doing the 80 standard pulls that I've been saving up. You never know, I might get lucky and pull Clara, and then that might change my decision on who I want to pick from the free selector. Alright, so keep in mind this is mostly for newer players. For people who have been playing the game for a while, like I said, you guys probably have the majority of these standard 5-star characters. So your choice is just going to be basically based on who you like, what you're missing, or what Eidolons you need for your existing characters that you already have. Without further ado, let's get started with Himeko. Upon launch, she was not the greatest standard 5-star character, since back then, the majority of the endgame content was revolved around Memory of Chaos, which is mostly single target, especially during that time. We also didn't have Super Break or the Harmony MC back then, and Break wasn't nearly as strong as it is today. So I'd say back then she would be around a C tier. Now, thanks to all the support she's received, along with all the different playstyles now revolving around Weakness Break, and us having a AoE endgame content in the form of Pure Fiction, she's risen up to an A tier character. So I would definitely say she's worth your choice on the Express gift. Definitely one of the top tier picks nowadays for the standard 5-star characters. Alright, moving on to Welt. I personally really like Welt's design, so I might be a little biased towards him. He is generally a jack of all trades. He does a little bit of everything, but he doesn't excel at anything. He is a debuffer. He can be used as a damage dealer as well, and also work as a, I guess, pseudo sustainer. People call it Welt sustain, but it's really hard to pull off, especially as a newer player. I definitely don't expect you to have the gear or game knowledge to pull it off. It is very difficult. You have to calculate your turns perfectly and plan things ahead. It's not just straightforward and said and done. That being said, though, he's not a terrible character. If you do pull him or decide to choose him for your Express gift, he is definitely not one of the worst options. He's probably somewhere in the middle, so I would put him around the B tier. And eventually, as time goes on, you get better gear, better relics, you have a better understanding of the game. He actually could move up to A tier depending on how you build him, whether you pull additional Eidolons for him, or just how you use him in a specific team. So definitely don't sleep on Welt. Alright, now we move on to Lady Bronya. She has basically been the top tier standard 5-star character in every single tier list since the beginning of the game. And I have to say that that still holds relevant even to this day, even though we have multiple Harmony characters that have been released, including Sunday, who was the newest limited 5-star character, who basically is just a direct upgrade to Bronya. That doesn't mean she's a bad choice as your 5-star standard character. Just having the ability to buff one of your allies and advance forward that character to deal tons of damage, I feel like that type of support will always be useful. Maybe not the meta defining or the strongest in slot at the time, especially right now with duo support DPS characters like Robin and Ruan-Mei. But those are all limited, like I said. So if you just started out, odds are you probably have none of those characters, and you need somewhere to start. And Bronya, by far, is one of the best Harmony characters that you can start off with. So even if you are planning on pulling for Sunday, or you already have pulled for Sunday, Bronya should still be your top pick because you'll still need a second Harmony character or support on your two teams. Whether it's Apocalyptic Shadow, Pure Fiction, Memory of Chaos, all these endgame modes all require two teams, so Bronya will be your second support for your second team. As a result, she is S tier even to this day. Alright, next is my man Japard. He is a pretty solid, no pun intended, tank and sustainer for your team. He's a shielder. And we don't really have many of those in the game right now. We literally have him March 7th, the 4-star, which I wouldn't recommend building because she is not a reliable solo sustainer. If you do use her, you're going to need a second sustainer to keep your team alive. And the other one is a limited character in the name of Aventurine. And his banner just passed, so I'm pretty sure unless you start it during that time or you pulled on his initial banner, most of the beginner players will probably not have him. So as a result, for a new player, he is excellent when it comes to solo sustaining. He does have his weaknesses in a form where he can't heal your team if your allies do end up taking damage somehow, whether they break through the shield or Japard didn't shield up your teammates in time when he has his ultimate. And he also doesn't have a cleanse, unlike some of the healers in this game. Those are some of his weaknesses. But for a standard 5-star character, I'd say he's pretty solid overall. And he will keep your team alive in the in-game content, especially starting out. So I would say he is another A-tier character, just like Himeko, that is worth your choice on the Express gift. Alright, next is Clara, the only standard 5-star character that I don't have on my account. And because of that, I can't really give her a personal rating for a tier or anything because I've never used her. I haven't owned the character. I do know her general kit, and I've seen some statistics online on her damage and general usage for endgame content. Overall, she's not terrible, but there are better options. She's also not my favorite type of playstyle either. She is more of a reactive character than proactive because she relies on getting hit by the enemy in order to do follow-up or counterattacks, much like Yoon Lee, who is essentially an upgraded limited version of her. For those of you who do like the reactive type of gameplay or playstyle, then you can pick her. I don't really want to give her a tier because I've never used her, but based on the statistics, the damage, her usage, I would say she's anywhere from a C to maybe low B tier. So it's up to you guys whether you like the playstyle of Clara. If so, you can go for it and pick her on the Express gift. Yang Qing, F tier. As in, if you decide to pick this character or you pull him from summons, your account is effed, you should re-roll. But in all honesty, he's terrible. I hate his kit so much. Any other DPS character does a better job than him. And he's so annoying to have to build a team around that it's just really not worth the hassle. So, unless you're a Hyper Yang Qing Giga fan, for those of you who are out there, I would definitely avoid him. And last, but unfortunately, probably the least, nah, Yang Qing's still worse. There's no way Yang Qing is better than Bailu, but oh, Bailu definitely has fallen since her glory days. Upon the initial launch, she was one of my top 2 picks for a 5-star character to reroll for. Because back then, we didn't have that many abundance or healers in the game. Now, there's just so much of a saturation, and so many of them just do a better job or have more utility than Bailu that she just isn't a good pick anymore. Unfortunately, I have to say Bailu is a D tier. Upon release, she was an A tier character for sure. I used her so much in the early game, and she has helped me survive and push through content for like the first year of Honkai Star Rail. But man, after the release of so many abundance characters, there's just better options nowadays. So unfortunately, Bailu, you're not worth the express ticket. I'm sorry. Alrighty, now it's time for everyone's favorite part. Summons! Gamba Gamba. Who doesn't like some Gamba? I think I'm due for a 5-star in this one. Oh, apparently not, but we're due for at least one 5-star within these 80 pulls, that's for sure. And like I said, maybe I get lucky and we pull Clara, so then I can pick... I'll probably go for a Himeko Eidolon. In fact, I think a Himeko Eidolon would be more... What do you call it? It would benefit my account more than actually having Clara, because I don't really plan on building or using Clara. I just wanted to pick her because of, what do you call it, completionist purposes. I want to have all the standard 5-star characters, and she's the only one that's missing. 2 4-stars on this temple, not too bad. But if I really wanted to optimize and push my account, there's the 5-star by the way, I would definitely go for the Himeko Eidolon. But nah, I'll just pick Clara for now. That is, if we don't get Clara. But it's a very slim chance. Oh, good night, sleep well. Mine is at S5 now. Nice. But yeah. Hopefully we get Clara. Or Himeko. If I get Himeko on this, then that'd be great. Oh, it's Harmony. Oh, Bronya! You know, I would be so excited if my Bronya wasn't already at E2. So it's funny because I used my selector, my 200 pity selector on the standard banner on Bronya because I didn't have Bronya in the beginning of the game until then. And now I keep pulling copies of her, whether it's on the standard banner or on limited banners when I lose the 50-50. Alright, whatever. Now I have an E3 Bronya, so there you go. Yippee, Bronya! And before I get E4 Bronya on the next 60 pulls. We're not guaranteed a 5-star, but if we do get one, yippee. It's not going to be on this 10 pull, unfortunately. Let's see what we get. I don't use this light cone, but I think it's... I'm not sure if it's at S5 or not. It could be. Oh, no, not this again. Well, it's whatever. I don't really care. These are standard tickets, so it's not nearly as bad, but... If you guys have seen some of my previous summoning videos, I have a love-hate relationship with that character. Especially when it comes to summons. No 5-star. I do need a lot of the 4-star light cones, though. Copies of them. Specifically the sweaty light cone. Mine is still at S3, I think, which is terrible. Been playing the game for almost 2 years, and I still don't have an S5 copy of that. Nor do I have an S5 copy of Dance Dance Dance, but that's because I've decided to build 2 copies of that. Oh, this is a newer Lycon. I've never seen this one before. It has the Hunt March 7th, Poised to Bloom. I'm gonna take... Can I take a look and see what it does? Alright. So... Oh, it's a Harmony? It's a Harmony Lycon. It's not a Hunt Lycon. Increases the wearer's attack by blah. Upon entering, if 2 or more characters follow the same path, these characters crit damage. Okay. So this is for like Robin, essentially. Robin, maybe Ting Young, if you run her on a duo DPS team, but this definitely screams out Robin for sure for a Lycone. But it has March 7th on it instead. Alright, on to the next 10. Oh, no 5-star character. It's alright. Qingque QQ. I wonder what Eidolon she's at. I've always said that I wanted to build up a Qingque. Oh, this Lycone's been out for a while, but I never pulled a copy of it. I like the artwork of Acheron dancing with Black Swan. Let's see what it actually does, though. It's a Nihility Lycone. Increases the crit rate by blah. It's or deals 24% more crit damage to enemies that are currently slowed or have reduced defense. So obviously good for Acheron, but I have her signature, so kinda. I mean, Welt as well. If you want to build a DPS Welt, this could also work. Not terrible. Does it tell you what Eidolon she's at? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm not sure what Eidolon my QQ is at right now. Alright, next 10. Oh, damn it. Oh. Gwainifan. Don't really use her, but I do like her character design. Streamer girl. Alright. Next 10. Give me that 5-star. Nope. Yeah, I definitely would prefer 4-star Lycones over the characters. Because I have the majority of the 4-star character Eidolons that I'm currently using, except for Ting Yun, unironically. Another QQ. Oh, okay then. I guess the game is telling me... Oh, shared feeling. Don't hate that, though. Game is telling me to build up Qingque just for fun. And I would do it just for fun, but I'm good. Alright, here we go. Last 10. Are we going to get Clara? Or are we even going to get a 5-star? That's the real question. No, we're not. Oh well. Instead, we got E3 Bronya. E3 Bronya. I don't even know what that does. It like upgrades either her skill, ultimate, or talent. It's one of those Eidolons, so it's just like I'm not even gonna call it a minor power boost. It literally almost doesn't do anything. I really don't like this Lycone, but it is what it is. It's also the free Lycone we got at the very beginning of the game, if you guys still remember. Alright, that's gonna end off the summons for this video. Alrighty, time to claim my Clara. But first, let me go over Himeko, because this would be the most optimal choice for my account. But like I said, I want to be a completionist and have my Clara. Her Eidolon 1 here. After she uses her talent right here, her speed goes up by 20% for 2 turns. This is pretty good, especially if you're running a faster Himeko. If you're running base speed or slow Himeko with attack boots, it doesn't really benefit her that much because her base speed is really slow. But there are going to be times where I do want to run a faster Himeko, and it's also the gateway point to getting to her E2, which is really strong. Deals 15% more damage to enemies whose HP is 15% or less. It's basically perfect for pure fiction. It allows her to finish off the remaining mobs in that game mode. So her first 2 Eidolons are definitely worth it if you have all the other 5-star characters or aren't interested in obtaining the ones you don't already have. Alright, enough of that. We are here for Clara Claim. Let's go. And there she is with Svarog. Let's go, baby. Okay, guys, well, that's going to be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys have any questions or if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next Honkai Star Rail video. Until then, take care and peace.